Hello everyone and welcome to the first video on Coasters UK. Now I'm not going to waste any time talking about my channel, but that's for another video. So let's just hop straight into this video. Now this video I'm going to be talking about Thorpe Park Fright Nights 2019. This is going to be a review. Now I did go to the event and I thought it was amazing. Really good acting, really good mazes, and an overall really scary and good experience. Now some mazes were better than others. I'd say, in my opinion, Creek Freak Massacre, that was probably the best maze there, but I will talk about that a lot more later in the video. So I hope you enjoy my video and let's get straight into it. So I'm not talking about these mazes in any specific order, but let's just start off with let's start off with Walking Dead Do or Die. So Walking Dead Do or Die, in my opinion, is probably the tamest maze. Now I think this because it isn't scary. The theming is amazing, it's brilliant. I think the theming in Do or Die is a lot better than the theming in Walking Dead the ride itself. Now Walking Dead's Do or Die, Walking Dead is quite a short maze like a lot of the others, but that doesn't mean it isn't intense. Now, I think it is slightly intense, but it isn't. It gets a lot more intense through the second half of the maze, in my opinion. And it isn't a scary maze. The acting is really good in there, and they do interact with you really well, especially on the bus scene. But I don't think it's scary, like scream out loud scary. Now, more about this maze's theming. I think it is really good. There is several vehicles used in the maze, a school bus, a truck, and a car. They're all really good props, and there is a decent amount of actors in it. I wouldn't say enough to make it a really intense experience. I'd say there's about, from what I saw, probably maybe like 9 or 10 actors in there, I think. Towards the end, though, it does start to get intense with a lot more zombies. So that kind of wraps it up for Walking Dead Do or Die, I think. I mean, overall, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I wouldn't queue too long for it, as it isn't really the scariest maze there, but it is still an enjoyable experience. So I'm going to move on to Platform 15 now. Now this maze, the storyline is incredible. I love the storyline. The theming is really good too. It's so immersive. The storyline, the music, everything about it, well, except for the fear factor. Everything about it, except for the fear, is amazing. Now, because when I say it isn't scary, I mean that kind of, because towards the end of it, it starts to get quite scary, but a lot of it is very drawn out, I think. Because for most of it, you are just walking down a long path in the dark. And some people may find that scary, but in my opinion, I don't think that's scary. I feel like they should have a good balance of scares. And Platform 15 doesn't really do that. But the storyline on Platform 15 with the Sleeper Express and everything like that is amazing. I think it's the best storyline on a Thorpe Park maze ever in the history of Fright Nights. I mean, I really enjoy it myself. I think it's brilliant, and it's quite a long maze. It lasts about 10 minutes, and that is long for a maze at Fright Nights. So yeah, there is quite a lot of actors too. I think a lot more than Do or Die, and I did it at night, and I don't think it would be very good in day, because at night it makes a lot more sense, because this train is called Sleeper Express, and you can see all the lights and the Sleeper Express is like steam pole with fire coming out of that, and that is really cool. There is quite a lot of loud sounds and strobe lights on it, which I really like too. So yeah, that wraps it up for Platform 15. Overall, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10, because the storyline on Platform 15 is really what makes that maze for me. So I'm going to move on to Blair Witch now. Now Blair Witch, I think some people hate Blair Witch and some people love Blair Witch. Now I think it's okay. Not as good as Platform, but better than Do or Die. So Blair Witch, most of it is forest, basically, and obviously Blair Witch is themed off the movie Blair Witch. So, I mean, there is quite a decent amount of actors, and like Platform 15, as it is outside and they have a lot of space to work with, it is quite a long maze. And they also increased, I think it was the queue line from Dead Creek Woods last year at Fright Night for Blair Witch, which is quite good. So, Blair Witch, it's got quite a lot of actors in it, and their makeup is phenomenal. It looks really good. It looks just like the movie. And overall, I really do enjoy the maze. I mean, it's quite scary. The storyline, they do explain it to you quite a bit. It's quite a balanced maze in fear and storyline, and that's quite good. But there isn't enough fear to want it to be like an amazing maze. There isn't enough fear for it to be one of the biggest mazes there. I mean, it is a solid maze, and I would queue probably. I would queue quite a long time for it if it was worth it. So overall, I would give this maze probably a 7.5 out of 10, I think. And yeah, that kind of wraps it up for Blair Witch. So now I'm going to move on to Walking Dead Living Nightmare. Now this maze is also very good. I really enjoy it. Again, it's not really like Do or Die, but as it is indoors, but the theming, a lot of it is the same. So Walking Dead Do or Die, I think it is quite an intense maze. The storyline is not even there, in my opinion, but it is quite intense. There is loads of actors in there, but the biggest problem for me with Living Nightmare is that it does not last long at all, and that is a bit of a con with Living Nightmare, and I don't really like that about a maze, because if you queue ages for it and then you get on a 2-minute maze, it doesn't feel worth it. So I'm going to move on to the final maze, and in my opinion I think this is the best maze, and that is Creek Freak Massacre. Now this maze is phenomenal. The storyline is slightly there, but the scares and intensity are amazing. I've honestly never seen anything like it on a maze. I mean, the chainsaws, the actors, the way they act, it's like amazing. There were strobe lights everywhere, and the theming inside when you're walking down narrow corridors with wood planks around you, I think is great. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Thank you for watching my first video on Coasters UK. If you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment for feedback, and I will see you in the next video.